What do you feel like you're stalling out on? Is there an area of your life right in this moment where you are holding yourself back because you feel like it's just too big and maybe you're not worthy of it? Or maybe is it that you're just not clear? Hi, welcome to the Connect with Sheila podcast. I'm an entrepreneur, self-care strategist, and creator of the Season Self-Care app. I'm committed to helping you reconnect to your purpose, elevate your well-being, and build your version of a happy, successful life. You're listening to a Monday minisode where I share an insight designed to help you live into what lights you up this week. In talking with someone this week about some of their goals and diving into some of the strategies they had in place to achieve them, we uncovered something really, really interesting. And that was they had some ideas of something they wanted to accomplish, but it involved other people. And they needed to have a clear-cut path forward, but they weren't quite sure what direction that they wanted to take. And so what ended up happening was there was a lot of back and forth going on, and they were starting to feel anxious. And they started to realize they just needed to take a little bit of time to get more clarity about what they wanted to achieve. And so we started talking. They were asking me to ask them questions to guide them through to get just this piece of clarity that they were after, because they were so close to having this outcome they were after, but it was really challenging because they were struggling with just a few little details. And this is what happens a lot of the time when you are creating something. When you are like starting a new creative project maybe, or as a new business or a new arm of your business. And, it's different than showing up somewhere and someone just saying, here are my expectations. This is what I'd like you to do. When you're actually the one creating this thing, this new part of your life or business, it gets a little challenging because there's so many options of what you could do. And so they had me ask them some questions, and they just really needed someone to bounce these ideas off of, which is really the life of a coach, right? My role is not to prescribe activities for people. It is really to guide people back to themselves, to ask them questions, to remind them of what it is that they want to accomplish in their life, and to just be a bit of a sounding board and a mirror. And what's really cool is in these conversations, people will end up answering their own questions. They'll end up getting closer to the truth that they're after by just being able to have a conversation. Have you ever found that? Like when you've been speaking with a friend, like say you've been trying to make a decision about something and you're ruminating about it in your head, and the same thought is just spinning over and over and over. And then finally you sit down with a trusted friend, let's say, and you get it all out on the table. And as you're talking, literally inside of yourself, the answers come to you. It happens all the time for people who coach with me. And it's really fun to see because we realize that it really is about having this sense of presence with yourself, right? And so what we recognized, though, after this conversation, it was something that came to me after listening to what this person came up with, because they actually did get the clarity. Once they were clear on exactly what they wanted to achieve, they knew which questions to ask of this other group of people that they were in discussions with to move things forward, because they actually knew what they wanted. And so having that clarity gave them confidence to be able to make a presentation for what it was that they wanted. And what was really cool about that was after some time, like it didn't even take that long, they were able to set up a conversation and some decisions were made for them to be able to move forward in this new area in their business. And it all started with the clarity. It was taking so long for them to get resolution about this decision that they were making because they weren't clear. They didn't even know what they wanted. And I'm sure we've all been there, right? When there's so many options, my goodness, we can feel this way when we go out for dinner and we look at a menu and we're just like, there's so much abundance around us. It's so beautiful. If you're able to access that, it's so, so wonderful. And it can be confusing when there's too many options. And so what I wanted to leave with you this week is to really think about those things in your life that feel like they're taking a long time to come together. Is it because the timing's just off? Is it because you're just too busy? Is it maybe because you're just not ready? Or is it because you're not clear on what you really want? And so when you move forward, you find yourself stalling out because there's, too many ums and ahs in your mind. Well, let's think about this. How much more confident are you when you are clear-headed and when you have a specific goal in mind that you want to go after? And how does that show up in your energy when you are talking to people, perhaps decision makers? When you're confident, when you know what you want, you are able to be very clear with others. And that is a beautiful energy to be in. Does that mean that you'll get exactly what you want? Not necessarily, but you're definitely more likely to get what you want or at least get something close to what you want. So, what are you seeking clarity on? What do you feel like you're stalling out on? Is there an area of your life right in this moment where you are holding yourself back because you feel like it's just too big and maybe you're not worthy of it? Or maybe is it that you're just not clear? Make some time when you can to get quiet with yourself and think about those areas where you need more clarity in your life. And then you can know what next steps to take. I really hope that you find what you're looking for because life keeps moving no matter what we're doing. You may find yourself looking around and wondering after months and months, maybe years, why has nothing changed? Why are things staying the same? Could it be that you're not challenging yourself to get clear on those things that you really want? Are you allowing yourself to have these desires for something different? You are worthy of that. And if you really allow yourself the space to seek what is next, it's going to show up for you. I promise you. You just need to trust yourself. And, if you ever need to have a conversation and really discuss this, reach out to someone close by to you, someone who you trust. And I am going to be opening up some coaching spaces in one of my circles very soon. So that will be a neat opportunity for you to be able to also do that. Something I found so powerful is not just the one-to-one coaching, but the group connections that I've been in and that I facilitate. So you're going to be hearing more about that as we talk more about the Seasons Collective. You'll know that the Seasons Collective is this place where women are stepping into like a next phase of growth in their life or business, where they're really, really focusing on their own personal growth, connection, making a positive impact in the world, and feeling really, really good. Like avoiding that burnout that is so easy to follow when you're putting all of yourself into something. So stay tuned for that. You can see more about it in the show notes. And as we are entering into this beautiful holiday season, I hope that you're making space to rest, to get into nature, even if it's cool, even if it's warm. Find your space and make sure that you're taking time for yourself, because it's very easy for so many other priorities to get in the way. And you can show up much more powerfully when you take care of yourself first. So make sure you prioritize that. I'm here cheering you on. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a really beautiful week, and I'll see you on another episode. Big blessings.